Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Zach Knapp of Brighton Wrestling. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. Just finished the season, so yeah.
So, how do you think this year went for you?
I personally think that it went pretty well. Like I said, not I didn't hit a personal goal of the season. I had a personal goal of doing top four um in the overall bracket, and I took fifth this season. But yeah.
So, reminder, just for reference for some people that don't know, what is your weight class?
This past season I wrestled 157.
Okay.
And the season before that, wrestled 135, and then my freshman season, I wrestled 119.
Okay. So, what's it been like to, climb the ranks of classes and all that, and just kind of talk about that for a second?
Well, so my freshman year, like I said, I wrestled 119, and I personally thought I didn't have enough strength on the season. So the season or the time between freshman and sophomore year, I spent the whole off period getting in the gym and getting a lot bigger than what I was the previous season. So my goal that season was to get stronger because I already had a decent amount of technique and I was just lacking in the strength portion. Now, this past off season, I was able to get a decent amount bigger as well. And this past season, I didn't cut as much weight, but I was still able to be strong and competitive at where I was at.
Okay.
So
What's been the best match so far this year for you?
personally, I would have to say my match against Vinny Abbey at the KLAA conference championships. Um, it was a really back and forth match, and he came out on top. But I'd have to say it was a real good match.
Yeah.
So,
And just overall, what have you really kind of seen improvement on from freshman year to to now?
well, so freshman year, it was COVID year for us,
Oh,
and there wasn't really a lot of wrestling able to be done. But I would have to say what I was able to work on was probably my bottom work and also neutral. I got a lot better on my feet, and not only that, but as a team as well, the team has progressed a lot since freshman year. A lot of team bonding has occurred, which is a great thing to see. So, yeah.
so just kind of talk about the improvements that you've kind of seen, so far, and not just with just you physically, but how about just mentally as well? What have you seen in that?
So, funny thing is I used to despise wrestling. I wrestled ever since I was four, and I honestly did not like it that much. But mentally, I would have to say I've grown. It's because cutting weight takes a huge toll on you, your body, and just your mental state and all.
Yeah.
And so my freshman and sophomore year, I would have to cut a lot of weight. And like I said, this past season, I didn't really have to cut as much weight. So I was in a way happier place mentally. And that helped out a lot with seeing improvements in my wrestling and just having a better overall attitude. So,
Yeah. Do you ever get nervous before a match?
oh yeah, I have the pre-match jitters all the time. But I like warm up by like bouncing and stuff like that, and it helps get it out. But having a good amount of nerves is good. But when you have too much nerves, it's not too good because you're going all in stressed and it's just scary. So,
So yeah, so how do you manage all those nerves?
like I said, I like to warm up before my matches. I warm up on a consistent basis. And so I warm up 3 matches beforehand and I just do everything in an order and it helps out a lot, I would say.
Yeah. Um, do you have like a playlist that you listen to before a match or something?
Actually, no, I don't. I put on a song that I like and I it I have Spotify, so it just tracks through that song and songs that they think you might like. And so I just put on a certain song that I like during that week, but everything but the song is always the same. I always get ready 3 matches before, um, take off my pants, strap up my singlet, 2 matches before, take off the sweatshirt a match before, and put on my headgear and take out my headphones, and then I'm all ready to wrestle, and I'm just prepared.
Yeah.
So.
Um, so what's going to be to come this off season? What are your goals this off season?
Well, this off season, I'm actually hoping to go check out some colleges. I already have a few visits set up, and I'm also excited to get back into the room um, because this off season is where I need to get better with a just slight amount of things so I can improve those small mistakes in matches and hopefully come out on top next year. That's one goal of mine.
Yeah. Um, yeah, just overall, what's been, obviously Livingston County has been known for a lot of things. Obviously,
Oh,
a lot of sports. Wrestling is one of them. What's it been like to, be just part of a pretty historic program like Brighton?
well, to be a part of Brighton, I would have to say is pretty cool. Obviously, we've had a state placer since forever, and we've had multiple state champs, and it's really awesome to be a part of that because I can see myself up on that wall. Like I said, is a goal of mine, and so yeah, I'd have to say it's pretty awesome to be on that team like that.
Yeah. And then, just overall, like, okay, this is kind of like, um, okay, name three things that you want to get better at, heading into next year.
Wow. I would have to say I'd want to get better with strength. Um, I'd also like to get better with my technique on bottom, especially because I I'm not so good at getting out on bottom. So that's one thing I really want to improve on. And then also my last thing would probably have to be neutral because even though it's one of my strengths, there's always little things I can tweak to make it just that much better. So that's what I plan to do on this off season.
All right.
So
Well, Zach, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and
yeah, no problem.
congrats on a great season. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.